this passion that he had, which is the other side of this issue we've been talking about with this immigration issue, which is that, have lived through yet another campaign cycle, another year of incredibly divisive rhetoric, rhetoric that people are not used to hearing. And, when you hear words like poison, it tends to divide people, right? This is the challenge that Trump had when he was president, in his first term in office. And he hasn't changed his rhetoric a lot. And there are still a lot of Americans who are very turned off by it. So when I hear it, I hear about some of the challenges that will be happening in politics should Trump end up being elected tonight. But also it's a question of what kind of politics do people want? Because Marco also talked about this idea of, if you don't vote, you shouldn't be able to say anything. People are eager, I think, the people I've seen across the country and met across the country are eager to have conversations with each other. They're eager to be sort of decent Americans to each other as much as they can. They feel like it's very difficult now. And because of some of this rhetoric and because of some of the way the politics works now. So I think that this is something that we are all going to be hearing a lot about and thinking a lot about in the coming weeks and months, years and everything else.
When you go to cspan.org/results and you pull up the magic map, which it really truly is, you get a map there. And all the states that have been declared for Kamala Harris are in dark blue. The ones that have been declared for Donald Trump are in dark red. No surprises yet. But guess what? There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 still uncalled. All, of the 7, North Carolina is the only one of the battleground states that has been called. That was called for Donald Trump. Georgia, according to the Secretary of State, Brad Raffensperger down there, says that it is Donald Trump's to win. And 4 of the other battlegrounds all are red tinged right now because he is in the lead there. But when you look, you can click on each of the states, and you can do this yourself, and you can see where votes are still outstanding and what votes have come in already. So you can kind of do your own calculations and see if how true this is. The only state that has no color on it is Nevada at this point. It is still, standing out there white. It's not red nor blue nor neutral.
Comes in late. Tons of mail-in vote to count. A lot of early vote to count. Nevada keeps us hanging. They keep us hanging on.
Well, in about 15 minutes, we will see the results from Hawaii. I don't think there'll be a surprise for anyone, the Senate race and the presidential race, when their polls close. Greta Bronner, what do you got for us?
Let's check in on those light blue, light red states that you were just talking about on the map. Beginning with Wisconsin, want to update our viewers. Now 69% of the vote is in, and the former president holding on to his lead so far in Wisconsin. Moving on to Pennsylvania, the other brick in the blue wall for Democrats. 19 electoral votes, 81% of the vote is in, and the former president still maintains a lead. Moving on to Michigan, the third brick in the blue wall, and there are 15 electoral votes at stake. 40% of the vote is in, so still quite a ways to go in Michigan. And Jonathan Osting, who reports out of Michigan Politics Reporter, says Trump is leading in Michigan according to current AP results, but those figures don't include Detroit numbers that the city has posted online. Race is pretty much dead even as counting continues, is what he is reporting out of Michigan tonight. Let's go back to the states, the battleground states in Georgia, and give you an update there. 16 electoral votes at stake. 91% of the vote is in here. We've been talking about this. If the Secretary of State is right, then this will go in the GOP column tonight. Moving on to North Carolina, as we said earlier, this was called by the Associated Press for the former president, so he gets those 16 electoral votes. Virginia. This is one that we have been watching this evening to see what happens here. And it looked tight before, but Kamala Harris gets the red check in the state of Virginia with 83% of the vote in. And then we're going to end with that Texas Senate race that we were talking about earlier. The total spending by candidates and outside groups was hundreds of millions of dollars. Senator Ted Cruz is able to hold on to that seat for Republicans, 77% of the vote in, 54 to nearly 44% for Colin Allred.
Don't miss out. Log on to oneindia.com for more updates.